Will the class of 1984 please be seated? The past 4 years, these students have worked very hard in both their academic careers and their extracurricular activities. This morning, they will be recognized for their efforts. To begin our program, our first presenter is Mr. Ron Capileo with the Band Award.
Thank you, Cheryl. We have a number of awards in music this morning. The first grouping is for outstanding achievement in instrumental music, as evidenced by participation in OMEA contest, where the students received awards of superior or excellent. And the awards this year go to Frank Adelstein, Susan Brooke, Mia Buckwald, Colin Davidson, Steve Gill, Michael Lebo, and Eric Rothstein. Furthermore, the following students are designated as being the outstanding seniors in both band and stage band this year. Their names will be placed on these plaques, and they will be hanging up in the band room. This year, for outstanding senior band member in concert band, Susan Brooke, Mia Buckwald, and Rob Zimmerman. Conan and Mike Lebo. And in the field of vocal music, the following awards are given for dedicated service. I'm giving these on behalf of Mrs. Harris. Susan Brooke, Cindy Feldman, and Jennifer Payton. And for outstanding performance in accompanying musicals, Adam Fields, Joey O'Connor, and again Susan Brooke. And finally, this award, which is the National School Choir Award, which hangs in the choir room, is presented this year to Susan Brooke and Jennifer Payton.
Next person is first in the pros division, and that goes to Jordan Fields for his computer story. Jordan? To Mia Buckwald, we have an honorable mention for a very unusual poem that had a lot of unusual comments by the judges. You want to be sure to read this one.
Next is Ms. Gail Brewster with the JCWA Award.
Will Jordan Adam Field please step forward? These are two of the three seniors who contributed to making JCWA an award-winning organization this year. Both of these young men have won outstanding delegations, honorable mentions, and were both on the women and the Naaman teams that won the Clang and the certificate for it. Thank you very much. We have 44 members of the Junior Council of World Affairs this year. It took 3 advisors, Mr. McMahon, Ms. McLean, and myself, 3 other officers, and a president to put the team together. The teams that went to competitions took every possible award.
At the beach counter. We have 7 seniors, and I couldn't differentiate among them because each was outstanding in his or her own right, and so I'm going to call them all forward. We have 3 editors: Adam Fields, the editor-in-chief, Jordan Fields. I never saw brothers get along so beautifully and share the work so well. I shouldn't have said that. But the parents here can appreciate it. And Ruth Abrams. And on the business side, we had Joey O'Connor. I have pins for all of you, but since you can see better than I can, a little print easier to them out, okay? They say editor-in-chief, associate editors, and business manager. I'd like to call the others up while we're waiting. Colin Davidson. Laurel Berg. Rob Zimmerman. We entered 2 competitions this spring, one at Kent State, the Northeastern Ohio Interscholastic Press Association. It's a heavily contested field. I think there were 78 schools that entered. The Beachcomber placed number 1. At this contest, Jordan and Stuart Friedman received honorable mention for their story on cocaine. And I might add that that story also won another honor, I'll tell you about in a second. At that same contest, Colin Davidson received 3rd place for the story about Rob's sister, Shelley Zimmerman, and her undercover activities in San Diego as a narcotics agent. And in that same day, Colin got word that he had received 3rd place in an all-state competition, a very heavily contested one, sponsored by the Ohio Press Women's Association. I have these awards, Colin. You never saw them. First of all, Jordan, here's for, and the others, Colin's. We received a plaque at that contest, and that is a certificate, and Adam, I think, is going to present it to Mr. Weaver, right, with another one. Okay. Then last Saturday, we went to Bowling Green, and we competed in an even heavier contest because this was tri-state, Ohio, Indiana, and southern Michigan. And we sat there not knowing what awards we were going to win, and the paper came out, Buckeye Award. To receive it, you must have 900 to 1,000 points. The Beachcomber had 1,037 points. They gave us bonuses. Colin, being very consistent as he always is, came in 3rd again for his story on Shelley Zimmerman. Jordan came in as I felt he should have last year, and probably in the years to come, wherever he competes. He got 1st place for column review writing. And to top it off, in the very heavily contested category of news writing, which I don't begin to know how many stories were entered, Jordan and Stuart came in 1st place for their cocaine story. And the best part of that was that the judge's critique said, this is far and away one of the best written, best researched news stories I have seen from a high school journalism paper in a long time. Adam? These are the school certificates. I'd like to say, too, that the judge's critiques were particularly glowing about the sports section. They said we were consistently good. We had 3 pages of sports right along. They said that the features, which Joey, Colin, Laurel, Rob, and Jordan had all participated in, and particularly Ruth, the features could have been written for professional newspapers. And the final standing, for which I think Adam has to take great credit, was that this paper has high professional standards, and it is to your credit, Adam. But I think
I'm going to present these awards to Mr. Weaver, but before I do, the senior will issue comes out today. 5th, 6th, and 7th period, you can get it in the cafeteria. On behalf of the Beachcomber staff and myself, I would like to present the NASPA First Place Award and the GLIPA Award, which was the Buckeye Award, to Mr. Weaver.
And now, together again for the first time since their triumphant production of Little Abner, to present the Thespian Award, those former drama directors of renown, Mrs. Ida Porras and Mr. Mitchell Field.
Each year, the International Thespian Society honors a senior who has achieved excellence in the field of drama. Although Mrs. Porras and I have retired as sponsors of the Thespian Club, we have returned because the class of 1984 has a very special place in our hearts. Who can forget the high school debuts of Ruth Abrams, Adam Fields, Mark Isakowitz, Alice Myers, Jordan Fields, and Cheryl Ellerin in Fiddler on the Roof, 1976, when you were in the 3rd grade.
This year, the nominees for Best Thespian are, please stand as your name is read, Ruth Abrams,
For her participation in Fiddler on the Roof, Gypsy, Little Abner, The Curious Savage, Damn Yankees, The Fantastics, and How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying.
Adam Field,
For his participation in Fiddler on the Roof, Gypsy, Little Abner, The Curious Savage, Damn Yankees, The Fantastics, and How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying.
Jordan Field,
For his participation in Fiddler on the Roof, Gypsy, Bye Bye Birdie, Count Dracula, Little Abner, The Curious Savage, Damn Yankees, The Fantastics, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying.
Danny Weiss,
For his participation in Gypsy, Bye Bye Birdie, Count Dracula, Little Abner, The Curious Savage, Damn Yankees, The Fantastics, and How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying.
Carolyn Wilmer,
For her participation in Count Dracula, Little Abner, The Curious Savage, Damn Yankees, and the One Act Play Festival.
and the winner is, may I please have the envelope? It's a tie. Danny Weiss,
And Jordan Fields.
Joel Alkerman, Cheryl Ellerin, Diane Ferguson, Adam Fields, Jordan Fields, Richard Fine, Ricky Fishman, Stephanie Gart, Greg Gillette, Frederick Gross, Michael Gross, Heidi Heck, Joseph Hibbler, Mark Isakowitz, James Kaplan.
Mr. Chelsea Dorco with the Debate Award.
Who is that? Joseph, but that's okay. First of all, I'd like to take the opportunity to tell all the teachers that I am not a student of Beachwood High School and to please stop telling me to return chemistry class whenever I come to coach. The following awards are given to the graduating seniors who have qualified for competition at the state debate championships, which were held at Austintown, Ohio this past year. In two-man debate, and this is quite an accomplishment because he had only debated 3 times before in his life before qualifying for the state tournament in two-man competition. He also participated in the state novice tournament, where they had the best record of any Beachwood team with his partner Daryl Cotton. I'd like to give Robert Zimmerman this certificate of recognition. The next 2 debate awards are actually not debate awards. In forensics competition, there is more than 2-man and 4-man debate. There is what is called speech competition, in which there are a wide range of competitions ranging from poetry reading to humorous interpretation, and for what these awards are being presented for, duet acting. This pair breezed into the state competition, winning a half-dozen tournaments prior to the state competition. I have certificates of recognition. I wish it could be more. And I would like once again to have Adam and Jordan Fields come up here, congratulate you on these awards, and I hope to see you in Chicago.
And Ms. Barry will present the awards of distinction.
Each year, the state of Ohio presents to graduating seniors who have completed the basic course of studies a special recognition. This course of study requires that a student completes 4 units of English, 3 units of science, 3 units of math, 3 units of social studies, and 3 units of foreign language. This year, we have 52 seniors who have completed the basic course of study for the state of Ohio, and therefore they will receive from the State Department of Education an award of distinction. We would ask that you stand as we call your name, and we will distribute your certificates later. Ruth Abrams, Frank Edelstein, Sharon Bennett, Wendy Burke, Jill Bernstein, Mia Buchwald, Laurel Burke, Mark Chisling, Ursula Cunningham, Colin Davison, Stacy Dworkin, Brian Eisen, Joe Elkanen, Cheryl Ellerin, Cynthia Feldman, Adam Fields, Jordan Fields, Ellen Friedman, Stephen Gill, Greg Gillette, Jonathan Gilmore, Kim Goldstein.
I'm just going to do the speaking because Joyce doesn't have a voice. Each year, the PTA recognizes students in the area of academic excellence. This year, I am pleased to present certificates to 27 young men and women who have maintained at least a 3.4 average throughout their high school years. If you will just stand while your name is called, we'll hand out the certificates afterwards. Ruth Abrams, Frank Edelstein, Jill Bernstein, Mia Buchwald, Laurel Burke, Ursula Cunningham, Colin Davidson, Stacy Dworkin, Brian Eisen, Joel Elkanen, Cheryl Ellerin, Cynthia Feldman, Adam Fields, Jordan Fields, Ellen Friedman, Jonathan Gilmore, David Gruber, Heidi Hecht,
This year, the President of the United States
has issued awards and selected students from United States high schools who have completed the following criteria. They have a cumulative grade point average of 3.3 or better, a score placing them in the 80th percentile or better on the ACT exam, and completion by graduation of at least 12 high school credits or higher level course units in the following subjects: English, mathematics, science, social studies, foreign language, and computer science. It's my honor to present the following awards.
Would you please come forward when we call your name? Ruth Abrams. Frank Adelstein. Mia Buchwald. Laurel Burke. Ursula Cunningham. Colin Davison. Brian Eisen. Joe Alconin. Cheryl Ellerin. Adam Fields. Jordan Fields. Ellen Friedman. Jonathan Gilmore. Heidi Hicks. James Kaplan. Susan Kretschmer. Greg Levy. Michael Nefak. Ken Rao.
Susan Kretschmer. Ken Rao.
Thank you. Next award is the PTA Council Scholarship to be presented by Mrs. Ronnie Cohn and Mrs. Harriet Gordon. The Community PTA Scholarship Committee was very impressed with the number of outstanding applicants this year in an unusually talented class. It was truly a pleasure getting to know each of these students. Scholarships provided by the Beachwood Community PTA show confidence in what the recipients have done and encourage further study. The scholarship shows that there is a group of people who have taken the time and thought to recognize individuals whose personal and scholastic qualities and values serve as a positive example to all Beachwood students. Community PTA believes that the essence of education is learning that is worthwhile both to the individual and to others. The recipients of this year's awards are Mia Buchwald, Ursula Cunningham, Brian Eisen, Cheryl Ellerin,
Fields. Jordan Fields. Ken Rao. Jeff Rotsky. And Carolyn Sachs. And the names of the recipients will be on this plaque hanging in the front hall. Congratulations.
Class Secretary. Robin Spiro, Class Vice President. And last, but by no means least, Kenny Rao, who has served as the President of the class